Okay guys, we had this great video. I don't know if it's already been posted or not, so maybe after this one, but we don't know. But we did a video on the Ultimate Kit. What can you do with the Ultimate Kit? We've already done an unboxing. Now we are going to do it with gel, which we have the gel queen here, Melissa DeLaCruz. She loves gel. So kind of curious, what do you have in store?
Well, I'll do something fun with it. I'll give you an art idea, maybe a couple art ideas of it. It'll be fun.
Okay, so if you're looking to get the gel kit, you want to watch this video.
So now I'm going to play around with some products from the professional gel kit. I'll probably build out like a really cool custom shape nude nail because that's really hot right now. Nude's always hot actually. And then I'll do maybe like a marble or some current art that's popular. So let's get started. I think my first one, what I'd like to show you is more of like, maybe I'll go like more extreme almond or maybe even stiletto to give you like an idea of how you could use our concealer pink in our kit that creates such a beautiful nude nail. Actually, it's probably my most popular in every nail I do. Even my high art nails, my nude nails are #1. So I'll show you how to do that. I'll put the form on and I'm going to pinch it to about right here, just like to the second line from the tip. So it'll be pretty long. And I'm going to get we'll use concealer pink. Now, there's two ways you could build out your extension. You could use clear sculptor, which I do use quite often, especially if I'm gonna do like more art or glitter, so it would cure underneath and on top. Nude nails, I don't like to start in clear sculptor, and I'll explain why. Sometimes you could see like variations of lighter areas, maybe on the sides of your nails, whereas I find if I build with straight and extend with pink sculptor, that it's pure pink all the way through. So it's your preference, but that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to build my extension with concealer pink. So I haven't put base on it yet. I like to build my extension first. So I'm going to start right here, put all my product in front of my brush, walk it all the way to one corner where it meets my sidewall, and repeat it on the other end. Okay, stop your movement and slowly come towards you. I'm gonna get a little more product. It's a longer nail. A shorter nail, that would be plenty of product, but we're doing more of a custom long nail. So let's start working it down. And you notice when I work and I want to come back my direction, I kind of stop my movement and then come. If I move too fast, my product will not come with me, it'll divot. So I'll give you an example. See how if I go fast, how it moves it, and it's negative space right there where my brush is. So if I want to fill that space, I put my product in front of my brush, stop my movement, and come towards me. Okay, that's a great tip right there. So doing gel, I kind of just slow my roll and my movement and get it on. It's less work if I take my time building my extension out. Bring it a little past the pinch. Bring it out a little more here. Now that I stopped it, didn't stop it and move it, it didn't quite stay where I wanted it. No big deal. Okay, once I have it where I want it, I'll flash set it for 30 seconds. So what I'm going to do is bring the light to the training hand. It's just a little more easy, so her nail doesn't move. On a person, your client will go under herself, so it's a lot easier with the client, right? So 30 seconds is plenty. Now that she's out of the light, her extension's cured. Not fully, but enough to not move for me. So what I'm going to do from here is go into my base gel, and I'm going to base her natural nail and bring it over her extension. Got a little bit more than I needed, no big deal. Making sure it's covering her whole natural nail, her entire nail. Base is what anchors onto her natural nail and then is sticky on top, and then your product you put on top weaves on top of that and holds on really well. It's basically your foundation. I would never skip base on a gel nail. Chances are if you don't, it may stay, but who wants to take that chance? I never skip base. So 30 seconds under the light. So from here, I'm going to take off my form. Now remember, you can't just rip off a form like you can acrylic. Acrylic's much more of a harder product and you've built all your body up before you take off your form usually. In this case, all I did was build an extension. So it's basically like if a tip was glued on, okay? There's no strength to it. It's just a foundation I laid. So pinch down here and take off your form. Keep your sticky layer on it always, okay? You're not gonna wipe it off. You're always gonna keep a dispersion layer on so your next level could hold on to it. Okay, so as you can see, there's no body. So what I'm gonna do is start building my structure. It's a longer nail, so it may take me a couple times to get it up as high as I need it for my structure. But my first round, or my first try, I should say, putting it on my nails, I like to get it everywhere it needs to be around the whole perimeter of the nail. Now, if you try to build it up all in one, it'll get really hot on her. So what I would do, this gel has little to none heat spike. It can if you pile it on though. So let's come here. I like to get my gel in front of my brush. Okay, once it's in front of my brush, I like to kind of pillow and circle around her cuticle area. So I go to the left, my left here, and I'm going to my right on this side. Then I kind of bring it down and I start kind of doing a smile line all the way down. Okay, once I have it where I want it. Now right here, if I wanted to do a French, let me show you. I already have my smile line in, okay? If I want to bring it further down, bring your smile line further down. You could play with it from here. So you would flash set it once you liked the way your smile line was, okay? So I always apply like that because I learned that way. Plus, look how smooth everything goes. Kind of helps you keep everything really, really smooth. So reconnect your gel and repeat your process. Now there's more bulk here, but this is your thickest part of your nail. So I'm gonna push it up into the gel. See what I did? So now it's gonna be easier to work with because it's all in front of my brush. So when it's in front of my brush, I could get it and trail it down. See, I'm lightly touching it and trailing it down. A light touch. Gel, you cannot be in it with a heavy hand. You have to take a ride on top of it. It moves very well when you barely touch it and bring it forward, see? So that's what I'm doing when I'm bringing it all the way down to my free edge. It's actually pretty fun to do. Just make sure it's all the way on my sides. Now, honestly, it doesn't have to be perfect at this point because I'm not sure if I'm gonna have to add, but you do need to make sure it's covering the entire nail, okay? So from here, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna flash set it for 30 seconds. Again, because I'm working on a trainer hand, I am going to bring the light to her and I will do 30 seconds to flash set it. So now what I'm gonna do is look at it sideways. I could see I could get a little closer right here. It kind of dips down a little there, not a big deal. I'll fix that with my electric file and my hand file, but I need to add a little bit more here and I need a little more through right here. Okay, so my second one I add, I'll fill that in. Again, remember the process sometimes is not pretty with gel when you're adding. It's not a big deal, just make sure you have enough where you need it because it files like butter, it's super easy. So the first thing I'll do is fix my little corner here. Make sure I get it all the way over. Get a little bit more. It's just sometimes easier to put it in your corner. Okay, so now I'm going to start with my product. Start right here. I don't need to start from the cuticle really because I have plenty there. You'll see how it'll self-level with it. Put some pressure on my free edge. You look at it from here, you have plenty of product. Don't let this low part right here throw you off. See, if I go straight with it, you could see your volume on top is plenty where your apex is. Sometimes this makes it look too thick. Honestly, when you file that off, you need to make sure that you have enough on top because if you don't, it'll be too flat of a nail. So what I'll do now is final cure her for 1 full minute. Now let's say we're doing a full set. If we're doing a full set, I would have put it on all 10 my first round. My second round, I would do what I'm doing right now. So once I did 5 of this in a roll, I would go under for 1 full minute on one hand and then go to the other hand, repeat process, and then a 1 full minute cure on top of that. So my next form, let me get it on. Now, if I was working on a person, I would have our whole hand formed, right? When you're working on our training hand, form 1 nail at a time so they all stay on. It's just, it doesn't adhere that great to plastic as it will on our skin. So it's a great trick to know. So I'll continue my shape. So I'll pinch it a couple in. So the first gel I'm going to use is Clear Sculptor. So Clear Sculptor is going to be obviously clear, but it doesn't move. It's a really thicker gel. Let me show you what it looks like. So you look at it right here, it's super thick. You could even see the last divot I went in with. If you hold it upside down, it's really not going to self-level somewhere and spill out. So this is great to build out your extensions, especially when you're doing a pink and white or some form of art. What I'm doing is some form of art, so I want to build a platform in clear so it'll cure underneath and on top. So let's get this on there. When you come in, come straight in and then up. Tag it off on the side and you have plenty of product right here. So what I'm going to do from here is start right in the middle. Get all your product in front of your brush. Now I always like to work on my left first because my left is my non-dominant side. So you'll find I'll always go to my left first, meet with my side wall, come back and repeat the process on this side. Okay, so as you can see, I still have product on my brush, but I am bringing it down and it's slowly releasing all the way to my free edge. My little form is moving. So I'm going to show you a trick if your form's moving. It will not do that on a client unless they have sweaty palms. If they have sweaty palms, swipe the sides of their fingers, form them, and they'll stay on better. What I would do if she's moving is make sure, see my finger under here holding it? Make sure my sides are tight. Okay, I would keep my finger holding it, reach over, get my light, hold it while I turn my light on for 30 seconds. Okay, it's just a trick, it's easier because if you go under and her form moves, you're gonna have to start over. So it's better just to help it out if it's moving on your training hand. On a person, you will not have to do that, especially, like I'll repeat what I said, if somebody has sweaty palms, a lot of times when you put their forms on at first, it doesn't all stick on. If you take Swipe is our pH balance changer. This will actually change the pH balance on their skin on the side, so it really sticks on very well. So that's just a little trick I do if somebody has that condition. So right here, see, it worked out great. It's hooked onto the free edge of her nail. All I have to do from here is get my base, because you always need base on the natural nail, bring it over to here, and it will connect my Clear Sculptor perfect. So what I'm gonna do is go ahead and flash set this for 30 seconds. Okay, so what I'm going to do is go ahead and remove my form, pinch down at the free edge before you bring it down. Okay, if you have anything hanging, you could trim it with a straight edge clipper, just kind of give you an example of it, but she's pretty good, so I'm just gonna leave her. But the straight edge is the best to cut your sides if you need to. So now I'm gonna go into my concealer pink, and I'm going to use my white sculptor. I think I'm gonna use probably a marble, like just a little marble tool, or you could use an art brush, whatever you prefer. Okay, so what I'm going to do is kind of marble this. And this is a very simple marble. It's not something that's really hard to do. You could get more in depth with it if you want, like mixing multiple colors, but this is exactly what comes in the kit. And the simple actually looks a lot like rose quartz, so it's really pretty. So what I'm gonna do is get it in front of my brush, and I'm gonna kind of leave a margin on the side. I'm not gonna get it all the way to the side right away. I just don't want it to keep running, because what I'm going to do is get this all the way down, build as much body as I can with it, See how it's moving on the side for me already? If I would have got it on the side, I'd be wiping it right now because I'm gonna still be working on it. I don't wanna have to babysit it just yet. Okay, so put my brush down. And what I'm going to do is come into my white sculptor. Kind of just use your imagination of where you wanna lay this. Okay, so I'm gonna wipe it off. Then I'm gonna come in here and just kind of marble it. If you kind of wanna make it look a little cloudy, go a little deeper with the circle and come in. See how it kind of blends it? If you want it more of a line, just kind of go into it, okay? Let's come in here and kind of swirl this. Now I'm gonna get it around my cuticle area. I'll wipe off some of this white. This is a super simple way to marble, but it comes out really cute when you're done. So I'm actually using the side of my little marbler to bring it to my sides more. Now I'm gonna get my orange wood stick because I got a little bit on her skin, no big deal. But do you see how, because I didn't bring it all the way to her sidewalls, I had time to marble? If I would have built it all the way to here, what would have happened is it would start going off the side. This looks really cool with Mission Control in it. All different kinds of kits we sell. This is super pretty for our Pro Gel Kit to be able to do some art with it as well. So what I'm gonna do is flash set this for 30 seconds. So now that she's done curing the 30 seconds, I'm gonna look from the side and I could see I need to add a little bit of clear here for strength and structure. So I'm gonna add my Build Gel. Go ahead and cover the nail. I didn't start at my cuticle because I had plenty of product there. Okay, as you could see, I have plenty of product right here. Okay, so now I'm gonna final cure it for 1 full minute. So now I'm gonna file off camera and I'll come back with the finished results.
Young Nails is committed to giving you the best nail education in the world. Check out more of our videos, head right over here, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel and do that by clicking right over here.